Everybody but Carol and myself, they're here at HSN, they're at this big party, so we can't get in trouble. We cannot get in trouble for this because everybody's at this big event tonight. Look at this. This ring is quite honestly the best opportunity, hands down, in my 19 years that I've worked here at HSN for you to own Apatite. First off, that is a carat 75 of one of the most rare, exotic, collectible gems in the world that does not come in sizes a carat and above. Usually you see little tiny stones. That's a carat 75 just in the Apatite solitaire. Then you have a carat 54 of the Spinel. This was appraised at $819. Carol and I sold this. We sold about 400 of these at $399. We have the final 200 people that can get this at $159. I know.
This is not normal. Nobody told me about this little surprise. Okay, girls, this is a Paraiba Apatite. Paraiba Apatite, the only gemstone in the world that has the color that rivals a Paraiba tourmaline, is Paraiba Neon Apatite. Well, you may be saying to yourself, that's nice, Carol. What is Paraiba tourmaline? Paraiba tourmaline is one of the most expensive gemstones available today. It is the only gemstone that I covet that I do not own. I am dying to own one. But my son Grant, when he's now 16, but when he was 5 and I took him to a store and I showed him the Neon Apatite, he goes, Mom, when I make my first $100, I'm gonna buy you one. Well, they're about $25,000 to $30,000 a carat. And you are getting, with this ring, Apatite was introduced at this Neon Apatite at the Tucson Gem Show. Paraiba tourmaline was introduced at the Tucson Gem Show 10 years before. They say this Apatite, this Paraiba colored Apatite that you're looking at, is going to have a similar trajectory as Paraiba tourmaline. When Paraiba tourmaline was introduced, no one had ever heard of it, and it was a very inexpensive gemstone. Today, and I have in my notes, because I just wanted to tell you, it's selling for about $20,000 a carat. Now this Apatite is 1.75 carats. It is completely saturated, equally distributed. It is electric, it is neon. It is the only, I want you to just hear, the only other gemstone in the world that has this color is a Paraiba tourmaline.
Size 9 and 10 just sold out, so we have 5, 6, 7, and 8, but I am telling you, if you buy this for that Paraiba Apatite alone, the fact that that is a carat 75, I've never offered an Apatite that's carat 75, ever, in my 19 years of doing jewelry here at HSN, because typically Apatites come in little teeny tiny, almost like salt grain type of stones. They don't come in big stones. And the way that they mine them, they still mine them the same way that they did when they very first discovered this. You've got to realize when this stone entered the marketplace, everybody was in love with it. They were calling it Caribbean Neolite. They were calling it Aqualite. They were calling it, again, Paraiba, a Paraiba Apatite. We are giving you the true gemological name, Apatite, that it is known by. The problem is in the world of Apatite, and you can look this up if you don't believe me, you don't find stones that are even a half carat. You don't find stones that are 3/4 of a carat. So to get a carat, much less almost 2, at a carat 75 is just something that doesn't happen. And that's why it was appraised. Lowest appraised price, $819 at $159.90. It truly is one of the values of not just the show, but of our entire gemstone selection here at HSN in fine jewelry. So from $399 to $159, that's $240 off our price. You're saving way more than you're spending. You get this home, and also too, we've extended our holiday return policy, so you have all of October, all of November, all of December, all of January. So you have almost 3.5 months. You have until January 31st of 2017. If you don't love this, you send this back, but you will be blown away. Okay, we just lost size 8.
You know,
so we have 5, 6,
about,
and 7.
We didn't even talk about the gorgeous
style?
Art Deco style, because we are so excited, Connie especially, because she's the gem girl here. We're so excited about sharing with you the Neon Apatite, or our Paraiba Apatite, that we haven't even talked to you about the Art deco styling. Now this comes from my tattoo collection of rings, which means that the profile is so low and contoured, it literally feels as if the black spinel, the gemstones, were tattooed onto your finger. The overall look of this ring is it's so dramatic and striking with the depth of that neon blue and the gorgeous open filigree, that lace beautiful work with the black spinel. This is not an attention grabber. This is the ring everybody